Release and let go. For others, let go, let God. In many scenarios, in many situations, things are able to happen. And bro, when I say when they happen, they happen. And life's been lifing. Like, it's been lifing the hell out of me like crazy. And I had to realize something, you know what I'm saying? With everything that just happened, I leave this guy alone, and I just recall like everybody was dropping hints. Like, the biggest thing that I really learned to understand, shut up. People will really, 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 really tell you who they are and what they want from you. Just listen. And then when they really, really, really mad, it tell you even more so what it is that they looking to get out of you. Because sometimes if you're not fully standing up in your true authenticity or in your truth, or you're not vocalizing, you're not doing certain things. And most of the time, those people that tend to just like, hey, I'm going to let that rock. Because it's like, it's not worth the time, because it's a you thing, because you're projecting onto what somebody else is saying or doing. The issue I had with the last person, it was like, how are you going to be with somebody, not believe them, not trust them, but you're quick to trust everybody else outside of you? Like, you with this person, you sleep with this person, you're not even using protection with this person, but you're quick to listen to everybody else, but you're quick to give your body. It lets that person know you don't even know your self-worth. However, at that same time, hey, maybe we were just operating on the same frequency. However, it's like, I wanted to take everything that my mom, I can't even say that this woman was even my mother. Like, it's just like a lost identity, lost trying to figure out myself, and in the collateral damage of them trying to control what I was thinking, what I was saying, what I was feeling, my intuition, and more. You're causing me to try to cause chaos to my children, and my children are my prize and my joy. Even of all the turmoil that I had went through conceiving them down to birth, and it was meant to just do this all over money. Like, you didn't even, like, I didn't ask to be here. However, I'm here. Thank you for allowing me to be here. Thank you for, birthing me. Whether you C-section me, birth me on the canal, I don't even know how I got here. But the craziest thing of it is just like, so many people played the part. The last person that I was just, I guess it was just something in the air. Yeah, it was one of those nah. You right, son. It was just a nah thing. You know what I'm saying? A little yeah. However, I just recall that little piece. He dropped the biggest gem on himself when he just bust out and said, you giving them too much credit. And I was just like, now, you know what I'm saying? Now I can see it. As then, I could see it, but it was just like, I didn't want to, because I wanted to keep on. I wanted to be, love is blind. I wanted to be blind, I'm legally blind. And it's just like, why the fuck was I legally blind to the fucking lie when I knew it was a lie? And then this person that was clearly letting me know, like, hey, I'm really behind this. However, and it's like, you keep bringing up my kid, the baby daddies and stuff like that. And it's like, you're showing me everything that they did. The abuse, the lies, the deception, the stealing, the conniving low down stuff, being on the down low, sleeping with men. Because all my baby daddies did. Every single last one of them. Down to my oldest daughter, down to the my last kids. All of them were sleeping with men on the low. And all these other females, I remember the baby mamas used to want to go at me so hard. Like, they wanted to go at me so hard, because it's like, yeah, my baby, listen, I'm that girl that I got enough confidence in myself. I'll make a gay man want to go straight. If not, even if he don't want to go fully straight, shit, he gonna go both ways. But I guarantee he shawty swing my way. Sure look good to me. And it feels good too, baby. I know they gonna want to swing this way, because they can get everything. So it's just like, I'm not even tripping on that. It's just, I have confidence in myself. It ain't about nothing else. But the biggest part of it is, Y'all sitting here arguing with me over somebody that I clearly just seen like they ain't shit. They ain't gonna do nothing. It ain't no use to putting them on child support because they showing and proving they don't give a shit about nothing. They don't even care about themselves. So why would you think they're gonna care about their children? And then they be quick to try to parent you and tell you you need to do this with your kids. Sir, you're not even around your kids. You're not even raising them. And then you're quick to go make sure that you can go find somebody that got somewhat of a mother instinct to take care of them, and you're not even paying attention to them. Some of you allowing your kids getting abused, beat on, talked down on, all this other nonsense because of y'all still, my mama said this, but you don't even like your mama because as quick as you get away from your mama, you quick to dog talk your mama like she ain't nobody and like she ain't do her best. And it's just like, for me, like, mom didn't even do her best. Like, there was no, like, my home was cold. I didn't even have, I only had one birthday. It's only one birthday I can ever remember ever having. Wherever, oh, happy birthday. It was only one. And I got that one picture of that birthday. That's it. My birthday was never celebrated. So that's why when it came to relationships and these people not wanting to do this stuff, okay, you know, I'm not going to care because guess what? I'm accustomed to it. So they thinking that they breaking me down, hurting me, and all these other things. No, baby, you hurting yourself because it takes me to have to really care. And it's like, oh, I can't deal with you because you don't even care about anything. Why should I care? You're showing me you don't care. So why care? You're clearly letting it be known that caring cause more collateral damage. And at least in my world, I can't speak for everybody else, but at least in my world, whenever I care, it fucks me. So it's easier for me to not smile, not to communicate. If you want to talk to me, okay, if you're bold enough to step to me and talk to me, I'm going to talk to you. It's not like I'm an asshole, but no, I'm not going to make it and go out my way. Hey, girl. Hey, homeboy. I'm not going to go out my way for none of that shit. Be bold and confident in yourself. Oh, she look mean. And I might look mean as fuck, yeah, and I'ma own it. I look mean as fuck. And I'm capable of being very fucking mean. However, I'm not an asshole. I love hard. So guess what? It takes me time to want to warm up to even just try to give you love. And then it's like when I give you love, you want to sit there and slap me in my face. And it was like this man, like, literally this last one, like my ex-husband, I just knew he wasn't shit. But the craziest thing, I end up finding out, like, my family, the people that were considered family, and I remember because they made it their business to make sure I was secluded. Okay, like they made sure that I was like isolated from anybody that they knew was actually their actual bloodline family. Like they knew who their bloodline family was. But when it came to me, I can recall my entire childhood, I was always isolated. I wasn't really allowed to be around no one. Even when it came time for me to come around, and I, made her, rest her soul, Lavinia, rest her soul. However, she treated me so hateful. Like she was so mean to me as a kid. I remember getting beat with yardsticks, extension cords, anything they can get their hands on to beat me just to make me cry, they would do it. And I just remember, like, the other two, Courtney and Kiara, would get all coddled and, loved on and shit. But when it came to me, I was beat on. If I came with bad grades, I was, God forbid I came home with a C, I'm getting beat on. You know what I'm saying? If I spoke the truth about what was making me feel uncomfortable, what was making me sad, I was going to get beat on. If not, I was going to get gaslight, stonewall, or ignored. Period. I remember trying to express myself to my mom, how, to the woman that I called mom, how I felt. I wrote her this long letter, and I felt like I brought my soul into that to let her know how much I loved her, how much I cared about her. You want to know what she did? She looked at that shit and tore it up in my face. I still fucking remember that. And I was just like, bro, like, at that point, I understood there was no really expressing to her, but it was just like, that's your mom. You got to make it right. And I was doing my best to make it right for over like 33 years. I did my best. Okay. But it was nothing that I could do to satisfy. But if I was giving her money, the world was good. You know what I'm saying? There was no problems. Oh, you want to come with us here? Do you want to come with us there? But most of the time, whenever they was doing activities, you don't really see pictures of me in activities with people or anything like that. And then it's just like, just to know, like, time after time, each of these people, even from my baby daddies, they were people that were in the underground service, prostitution, pimping, scamming, and all that stuff. When they was all into all of that, they knew who to bring in. And it's like, okay, well, they knew that I didn't have the social skills to go out to go really meet anything. So my only option was online. And I remember being online and everything, and people would make it just so, like, oh, you on there, you don't know how to go get you a person, you don't know how to go get you a man. And it's just like, well, shit, how would I know how to fucking do that if I'm always trapped in the house and I'm always the one stuck babysitting everybody else's fucking kids while y'all going to the massage parlor to go sell pussy and shit? I'm stuck in the house. I'm sitting here trying to figure out, like, we were like, I believe we were between like 6 and 8 years old, and we used to live in Fort Sill off of Mission Boulevard. And when we used to live over there off of Mission Boulevard, as kids, it used to be me, Courtney, and Kiera, just, be in the house, but it'll be no food. But I guarantee they came up with $2 to $5 to go to the club. I remember, Sheila, she would leave me with money. This woman would leave me with money. And I knew how to just, like, I got to a point where I knew it was like, shit, if I didn't keep that money, I knew I wasn't going to be able to eat. I knew I wouldn't be able to go do nothing. I wouldn't be able to get away from those people, because it was just, every time I was around them, it just felt so fucking negative. I was so drained. I was so tired. And I was so angry. It's like anytime that they wanted to touch me, and then it's like, they'll come bother me, come poking at me. You look strong. You look like a boy. And it's just like, how do I look like? It used to hurt me so bad. And it's like, they keep calling me a boy. And I knew, like, I got a vagina just like you got a vagina. And it was just like, they would egg them on. The adults would egg those two on to do it. And then it just got to a point where I just snapped. I was like, you short and you darker than dark. You ain't got no ass. You ain't got no titties. She didn't even, Kiera, she didn't even reach fucking puberty until she was like, what? Maybe about 15, 16. That's when her titties came in, but she ain't had no ass. But she ended up, I think she got her body done by now. How she got the money? Hell if I know. Because this motherfucker was so irresponsible. Like, how the fuck you get $20K and you blow it in a week? Like, buying all shoes, all clothes, none of the money. Instead of, like, shit, had they gave me $20K then, I knew I would have just made sure I got me a car, paid off something under, $5,000-$10,000. That other bit of money, I would have put it in the savings account, and the other little bit would have been enough for me to figure out, would I be able to get me an apartment? Whatever I need to stock up for my daughter, because at around that time, I think I had just had my first kid. However, she blew through her money because she got electrocuted as a kid. So I'm just like, all right, cool. But then it was just like, when I noticed, we would go around other, people that they'll call family or relatives. And I remember, Selena, she was that. Now, that was a mean motherfucker. Selena Thomas, that motherfucker was mean as fuck to me as a kid. Like, that bitch was so fucking evil. Like, I could see the evilness in her. Like, she had some foster kids. I remember, I think it was Crystal, Xavier, and Jordan, and I can't remember the other little girl. But I used to feel so fucking bad for them. Like, they were kids. Like, they had been through, like, I knew, like, I was going through the same shit, but it was just like, they shit was just like, one of those is like, damn, I'm complaining. And I already knew what was going on. Like, I'm getting raped, molested, touched on every fucking way, which way. And they would do shit to make me try to forget it. Or if not, she would make up for it. Like, if she got over lumps of money, it's like, buy me some clothes or something like that they felt I liked. They never knew what I liked. They could never tell you what was my favorite color. The most that they could tell you to do was, she liked to do her hair. Other than that, they can't tell you what I like, what's my favorite color, what I like to drink, what I like to eat, things I like to do. They couldn't tell you none of those things. But the thing of it was, like, her way was making up, like, well, you got all these clothes and you got all these shoes, so I made sure that you look nice and I made sure you went to school. But that was all you did. You never protected me from these pedophiles and their kids and stuff like that. You didn't protect me from, when these women were even touching on me, because these men that y'all were getting onto from off the military base or out of these massage parlors or these fucking politicians y'all was fucking on because they wanted to see y'all touch on some kids. Yeah, choose me. I was that one. And y'all didn't even really care about none of that. Like, I started to notice the difference between me and my cousins. Like, you taking them and making it seem all right. Like, they got bad grades. Oh, it's nothing. They go stripping. Oh, it's nothing. I'm sitting there. I forget to pay a bill. Honey, when I say it, Georgetta calling, Sheila calling, Carla calling. It's like, what the fuck? But they over here fucking up. But y'all getting on me? I remember going to basic training. She's a fucking RN, damn near a fucking practitioner or something. But she a high ranking in the fucking nursing in the hospital. But you asking me for money to go do your Christmas shopping? Bitch, you made triple of what I fucking made. I was only I think E3 at that time. And I had 2 kids at that time. Oh, well, I needed to get something for Christmas. All right, I sent her at least about a band. I'm going to give it back. It came time for her to give it back, and I desperately had needed that money because I ended up getting a court case when it came to my 3rd kid. That's a whole different story. But when that had happened, I remember calling like, hey, do you got that money? Oh, we family. You ain't supposed to. And I'm just like, bro, you know what? Forget it. I don't even want to argue. Because it was like, at the point, like me, I don't like to fucking argue. I don't like to do none of that, because if you start to get out of pocket and I'm starting to get frustrated and I'm trying to let you know, like, hey, like, chill out, whatever. If you just ain't got it, you just ain't got it. But, can we talk about when can I get it? When are you planning to do it? If you're not planning to do it, just fucking say that. And that's just my theory to thing. If it's something that you want, just fucking say it. If it's not what you want, say it. You're not hurting me either way. My feelings will be hurt, but that's fucking okay. I'm not going to die. You know what I'm saying? Just because you're going to tell me no, you know what I'm saying? Rejection is a normal fucking thing. But instead of them just being like, oh, we family, they would constantly call me for money. I would never see that fucking money again. So it's just like, anytime I got into a bind, and it's like, oh, okay, they'll come help me out if it was beneficial to them. If it was something that was going to make them look good in their career or when it came to their money. But then when it came to me speaking up about some truths, like, you in a room, your husband is, you sit here with a family function and she's always having parties at her house, right? This is supposed to have been my quote unquote mom's sister. She's always having these get together. However, my mom, whoa, it's me. Don't nobody invite me anywhere. But that was her way to tell me that nobody was inviting her anywhere. But mind you, she would have already got invited. And then I would hear about it. And then she'll be like, oh, no, I'm not going to go. I ain't going to worry about it. But as soon as that day comes, it'll be like an hour or two before it's time for like the event to start. Here she is getting dressed or whatever. And I'm sitting here like, already, because, a couple days before, the day before or earlier today, I ain't fit to be bothered. I don't want to do nothing. She's up and about getting dressed out the door. Where you go? Oh, I came to meet up with, Carla and them, and we went to go do da-da-da-da. And it's just like, what the fuck? Did I miss something? Then I just got to a point where if y'all not calling me, apparently y'all don't want me there. But it got to a point even more so, like, they'll be having an event. Your husband is blatantly talking bad about you to your friends. Like, everybody's in the room and he talking about, yeah, look at her. She done got her body done, and look at her. She already fat. And it's just like, Shannon, quit talking about me like that. Like, I used to want to punch her in her fucking face. Like, bitch, are you dumb? Like, you're going to allow somebody to, like, he's downgrading you and he's belittling you. You're making most of the money and you got damn near a mansion right now as it is. And he's talking shit like that. But his mama could come over there with her and her sisters and be like, yeah, look at what my son did. Bitch, your son ain't did nothing. And I remember her trying to force me to call his mama, my grandma. Bitch, that ain't my motherfucking grandma. Them ain't my motherfucking relatives. This is the same fucking man that if I had to recall in a correct way would touch me inappropriately, always looking at my neck and shit like he was my man or something. You got hickeys on you, like you don't give a fuck, no way. From the time I was 8, like if you didn't wash the dish right, I wouldn't wash the dish right, or say if something just looked like it had a speck on it. And at that time when he was in the military, you didn't wash this dishes right. Had me standing over a sink for hours. And if I didn't do it right, he beating the shit out of me. Like, I'm talking about beating me. I remember from the time I went to Tuscaloosa Middle and I was going to school, and I remember the coach looking at me like something was wrong, but I couldn't say nothing. I didn't say nothing. It was my cousin that said it. So me, of course, I was walking around. I was sore than a motherfucker because I literally had bruises from the back of my neck to the back of my thighs. So at that point, I started having to wear baggy clothes to school all the time because this man was literally beating me for any fucking thing. He get mad and get angry, and he couldn't argue with her, with the, my so-called aunt. He couldn't argue with her. He was beating on me. The other two, they'll get away with it. They'll probably get popped like maybe, 2 or 3 times, and he'll leave him alone. But then when it came to me, oh no, all hell broke loose. And then when it came to like his son, his actual blood son he had with her, it was just like, oh, he couldn't do no wrong, which he really didn't do no wrong. Sean was a really, really good kid, a really, really good baby. But I knew at that time it was like everything in me told me to try to protect him as much as I could, because it was like if they got to him in a certain way, I just knew it was going to fuck up, which I don't know how his life is now. Oh well, those are your people, fuck them too. But the biggest part of it was just like they will say stuff to me, do things to me, and I understood like, damn, y'all some flawed motherfuckers. Y'all will lie for anything just to keep up with the Joneses, keep up appearances, images, and stuff like that. Even, with the so-called grandma, like every time I would call her and be like, hey, I need you, could you help me with the kids, da-da-da-da. I think she only visited me one time when I was in the military, and it was like for Christmas. She stayed for a few days, right, but until like the 28th or something like that, and then she left, which was cool, and it made me very happy. But then it got to a point where I noticed it's like I'll call her and be like, hey, can you come help me? And it was like just basically to help me get out of a bind. But mind you, this was like right before I got ready to get married to the husband, which actually was my fucking cousin, because I'm looking at the last name. But mind you, her dad, Sheila's dad, I didn't know his last name. I just knew him as Craig. But I was like, who? And it's like, it didn't make sense to me. But then when they finally started to tell me, they didn't start saying his full name until like 2000 and between 2016 to 2018. That's when they was like, yeah, Craig Taylor. And they made it their business to keep emphasizing on the Taylor name. Mind you, my ex-husband's last name was Taylor as well. And I'm just like, bro, ain't no way. And I kept having that, and I was asking them, but when I would ask, they would just ignore me and talk around it. And I'm just like, all right, ain't no way. Because it's like, to me, I'm sitting here thinking in my head like, bro, if I'm seriously sitting here fucking my cousin, I would really want to fucking know that. Like, you would want to know that. And then it was just like, is this something for them to use as a tool of embarrassment or just to try to drag me or some shit? But then it was like, when I start putting the pieces together, doing research on these people, I'm like, all right, Craig Taylor, he was in jail. He had a few bodies, and this motherfucker was out here pimping, petty theft and shit like that. But then it was like the pieces started to make sense, because my ex-husband was like, that man wasn't on no down low. That was a gay man. There was no missing that. And he like, oh, Remy did this. It was like this white guy that used to stay in our neighborhood in Colorado. And he would just, Remy. Okay, well, I guess you might want to go suck on Remy. You might not want to bother me. But apparently, that was something for him to come fucking bother me about. But it was just like, at that sense, he was like, quit calling me that. Well, you're quick to talk about the community, so most likely you're in the community. I'm not stupid, because considering, oh, girl, I've been around the world, and baby, I got my touch, my feel, my taste. I done did all of that. So I know the inklings of it. But however, I understood with me, dibbling and dabbling when it came to the LGBT community, when I was dibbling and dabbling and I was part of it was due to the simple fact I was acting out all of my sexual trauma whenever I was doing that. I wouldn't care if it was trans, you know what I'm saying? I didn't care if it was, girl to girl. Baby, it's because I understood, but I was acting out of my trauma. And then it was just like, once I started to realize, like, hey, okay, I got therapy, I got help, I started digging deep. But sometimes some people don't understand even fucking basic psychology, and you go see these psychologists and these psychiatrists, they do not. I tell you, and you might look up now, since 2020 and forward, now you might get therapists talking about your inner childhood wounds and, what happened into your childhood, because they ask you about your childhood, but they don't call it childhood wounds. But once I realized it was like it was a wound, because it was like, damn, the little girl in me was crying and dying because the little girl in me was still getting touched by men and women alike since the age of 3. So it's just like, that wasn't nothing new to me. So that's why I had complete understanding. Like, hey, people like, you'll date a bisexual man? Yeah, I would. Just as long as he got an understanding, like, it's you and me. I can be bisexual too, but I'm not going to step out on you. And I'm not fit to invite anybody in our room, because it's meant for a union. It's meant for 2, not 4, 5, 6 other people. Because if you want to be a swinger, go be fucking single. If you want to be in threesomes and shit, go be fucking single. Don't be with nobody just because they hold me down. They're loyal to me. Like, you're stupid. You're a fucking idiot. And that kind of shit got me in a predicament that I was in when I was, a fucking kid, when I was a teenager. And I looked for every route and way just to run away from these people, because they were killing me. Like, it was like death was like, it seemed so much more feasible to me to be not alive, because it was just like, those people made me so fucking miserable. But then it was like, I understood, like, that's a them thing, and them trying to make you miserable, when I knew, like, there's more to life. There's beauty. Look at those flowers. They're growing. It might be people say that they hate that flower, but guess what? That flower gonna still grow. It could be somebody to say they hate palm trees, but that palm tree is still gonna fucking grow. Just because you said you hate it doesn't stop it from fucking growing. And then that's how I started to understand life, baby. It's like a cell. It's like a plant. It's gonna keep fucking growing, and I'm gonna keep fucking growing. I can't stop growing just because you fucking idiots don't have it in your capacity to understand that, hey, compassion is real. Empathy is real. Healing is fucking real. And I'm healing. And I'm fighting for every fucking day, because I didn't want my kids to feel none of this. And they made it their business in every way to make sure that my kids felt what they were feeling. And I did everything that I can possibly in my power to make sure that they didn't feel it, and they made it their business. That my kids see my downfall, that they see me hurt, that they see me crying. I have a 16-year-old that she's trying to find herself, and she can't find herself because I'm not doing my duty as the mother, as the woman I was supposed to, so she can find herself within me. Because within me, she could be the better her, and she could be a stronger her. And I wanted her to, like, if she looked up to her mommy was going to fight, baby. And you're a fighter just as much as me. But I want you to be stronger than me. I want you to be more powerful than me. I want it to be in my power so much that, baby, when you see that power, nobody can break it from you, baby. You ain't got to go. You ain't got to say, I want to die, mommy. Because I'm tired of seeing you cry. I'm tired of seeing you fighting, mommy. I'm tired of seeing my son. Every time he look at me, my mommy is crying. My mommy's hurt. Any man that came in her life, he's doing her dirt, and I ain't want my son to see that. My son got taken away from being a son and being a big brother, where he could be like, I'm going to take me and my brothers and we going to go do boy shit. He didn't get that privilege, because every person that came in my life came to try to destroy and kill me and my kids. I got my son. And he's sitting here looking at his brother, and when he got to help me with his brother, he got to have a different type of love. And people don't know that. He had to watch me cry because I got to give him that notice. Your baby brother gone. When I knew that my baby was gone, and I felt him leave. When my son died, I felt him leave my womb. And I knew that my mama, my ex-husband, had everything to do with it. And then the man that was sitting there was involved too, like you knew. You allowed them to torture me. You allowed them to just sit there and do all this thing to me. Like, I got dreams. I got aspirations. I know I can change things, and I know life ain't meant to be like this. I know it's not. And then it's like, as soon as I get rid of you, nigga, like, I'm in the most beautiful place in the fucking world. And I have to deal with fucking racism because people don't understand who they are. Puerto Rican people, how the fuck you don't know who the fuck you are, baby? I see you, you beautiful. And you can't tell it back to me, baby. I don't need you to tell it back to me. Because I know I can feel it on the land. I can feel it on the earth. I can feel it every time I touch that water. I can feel it every time I touch those rivers. I can feel it every time that I went on them hikes in that fucking forest. I felt connected. I felt all our ancestors. And I don't care if anybody called me crazy. I felt the energy. I didn't have to feel it from every individual. But it's like I come with love. I come with love, baby. I'm not here to destroy nobody. I'm not here to hurt nobody. But I'm here with love, baby. I'm here to embrace. It's here to live for experience. Tomorrow's not guaranteed. But this man made it his business to do this, to gang up on each other. And then it's like, y'all want to build gay gangs now? Just to destroy a woman because you didn't know how to heal your mother and father wound? Yeah, I was fucked up too. I don't look at men or women the fucking same. Yeah, I could fucking dog them, but it's not the right thing to do because I'm not building up karma. Just because I'm hurt doesn't mean I gotta hurt another person. Some of y'all got y'all real fucking parents living here on this God green earth, and instead of you sitting them down and say, hey, I need to talk to you. I need to tell you my truths, and I need to tell you where, hey, I felt like something went wrong. And sometimes you don't even know if that fucking conversation can be your fucking breakthrough and make you make a huge change. You probably thinking you gay today, and tomorrow you probably the straightest, most going, intelligent man or woman on this earth. You're meant to love who the fuck you love, and ain't nobody meant to take that the fuck away. But when you sit there and try to sit there and say somebody's doing something in a way, ain't nobody doing nothing. The little trans friend, like, I trusted his trans, his mama, his sister, like, I took care of them like they were family, like they were blood. And they were the ones doing the worst to me. Like, bitch, you knew you could call me if I had money and I knew she was struggling. Like, bitch, your husband messing with your young daughter and you knew that. But this same nigga that I'm sleeping with, well, actually, he was paid to be with me for some money. And you go fuck with them and, like, you think I wasn't going to pick up on who they are? I know them. And y'all do me wrong. Like, the trans, I already knew what type of time he, it, she, they, whatever I knew what time he was on. He want to be a woman so fucking bad because he felt like he could do better than his mama because he felt like he was the one protecting all his siblings every time something was going on. But, sir, you can't be Sharita. You can't be me. You're not going to ever be a full woman, but it ain't me to sit there and judge you on that because, baby, you can transition and, baby, I'm going to still love you. If you still look like a doll, I'm going to still tell you you look beautiful, too, because you deserve to still hear them fucking words. Now, some of y'all need to rewind what the fuck I said so you can hear it fucking clearly because I wasn't judging nobody because as you heard what I said, I'm going to still tell you you beautiful. I'm going to still tell you you look good. If you out there twerking, you doing the best thing that you fucking do that shit. Because all you need is fucking love. But you, out of jealousy, hate, and envy, your own sister came to me to tell me, I feel my brother is jealous of me because I'm an actual real woman. And then as they telling me this, it's like, oh shit, you knew this person too? So y'all all guilty by fucking association? Y'all all guilty by fucking association. I don't give a fuck. It ain't no mercy over here. It ain't no love over here for y'all. Y'all took yourself out of the equation of love when y'all decided to destroy me. When y'all left me out here for dead. This man took it in him because he had so much hate and anger and animosity in his heart because you didn't want to go do the work with your mama and your daddy and go heal your motherfucking self, and you couldn't believe anything that I said because, hey, I am blessed by the most motherfucking high. I am an earth angel, baby, and I don't plan to do nobody wrong. I live by the rules. In my own world, long as I'm not breaking the world's rules, if that legal law and they got nothing to put me in the courthouse to put some handcuffs on me, I'm okay. I'm okay. People are entitled to say whatever the fuck it is that they want to say. They can say it. That ain't got shit to do with me. That ain't got shit to fucking do with me. I was her look, bitch, it ain't got shit to do with me, because guess what? The difference may be between you and I can do mine. You about to go pay thousands of dollars for somebody else to do your shit. Maybe, possibly end up fucking up your shit. But that ain't got shit to do with me. You going to get your nails done, a $500, $1,000 fucking set. Bitch, I can do my own. You going out there to go buy Louis Vuitton, Gucci, and bitch, I'll go to Rainbow and go to fucking Walmart. I might go to a low budget fucking boutique and still be able to come out looking like I'm $1 million. Nobody has room to judge nobody. And when you sitting there saying you love somebody, some of y'all be acting like you motherfucking Christians. How? You ignore fucking Corinthians. You ignore Corinthians. How? And y'all fucking with me? Of all people? Baby, I'm still following the rules. I'm following the rules because Corinthians told me, love don't hurt. Love is slow to anger. Love is slow to anger. And it's been slow. And this is about 34, and I don't even know if it's my real fucking age. It's 30-something fucking years. And I've been slow to anger. But when I get angry and I get fed up, I know I got to let go. Because it's not meant for me. When I get in anger and I put my hands on you, baby, I prefer to walk away. I'll walk away. I let it go. I would make up in my mind, hey, it just wasn't compatible. I don't want to combat with you. I don't want to fight with you. I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to do none of that because there's no need for it. It's too much life to keep fucking living then to argue, fight, to sit there and fucking figure it out. If it's a problem, let's find the fucking solution. But y'all wanted to keep giving me problems when I was giving y'all all the solutions. I gave y'all more solutions and y'all gave me more problems. But then when I say not no more, not no more, not no more, not no more, I call back my power to me. I'm reclaiming my motherfucking time because y'all wasted my motherfucking time. But time wasted, it wasn't wasted. Because I loved every single fucking last one of y'all bitch asses. And y'all fucked me over. But I'm going to still say it with love. I still fucking love you. May God have mercy on you. Don't ask me for mercy. Don't ask me for forgiveness. Forgiven, but it ain't going to be motherfucking forgotten. We've been in hell. We live in hell. Everybody got to sit there. You can't figure out who you want to be. I just want to be me. I just want to be free. I want to be left alone. I enjoy my peace. I enjoy my sanity. But y'all want to fuck me over for some fucking money. And y'all talk about you Christians. That's the biggest sin. Greed. Glutton. Desire. Lust. The deadliest sins. And you letting the entity take over you. You letting that spirit take over you. You didn't think with your mind. You didn't think with your heart. And when my mind had told me let him the fuck go and let him burn, baby, I gotta let you burn, baby. Because you didn't want to give me my time. You didn't want to give me my shine. You didn't want to give me my kudos. I didn't need that validation, so I had to make sure I validate myself. So yeah, it's going to seem like she acting cocky. Call it what you want, baby. I'm just confident and I'm in love with myself. I don't want love from nobody else at this point in my life. Because as much as it damn near destroyed me, it almost motherfucking killed me. But baby, I'm still motherfucking standing and ain't nobody going to tear me down no more. No more. No more. Y'all can do that to whoever the fuck else you want to. But not here. No more. I will fight to the end, baby. I don't care if I gotta fight a police, CIA, FBI. I don't care. Baby, I'ma stand. I'm meant to be here and I'm meant to fucking fight. And my fight ain't done yet. I'm not going out like a bitch. I ain't committing no suicide. I ain't out my motherfucking mind. I'm in my sane mind. I'm in my sane mind. And y'all gotta stop that shit, because that shit is out of pocket. But everybody that was ever in line for me, y'all did this shit for money, bro. For fucking money. And y'all know if it was for me and that was supposed to be I would have shared with you. I would have fucked with you. I would have fucked with you the long way, short way, the heavy way. I was there for y'all kids. I was loving on y'all, but where was the love for me? When I was falling, I was fucking drowning. I'm sitting there asking you, help me. While I'm helping you, like, baby, I was pouring from an empty cup, and now I'm giving it back to me. Don't ask me for nothing, baby. I'll fuck with you when I want to fuck with you. I'll talk to you when I want to talk to you. That's what y'all gave me. And that's the only thing that I know how to be now. And if you can't accept it, that's your own personal problem. It's your prerogative. Choose your drug. My drug was love. And it almost took me over. And if you need to understand, that drug, love, was a drug that almost took me over. And baby, I ain't got no love for nobody. Because it's in my veins, baby. I'm ambitious. And I can still do this shit. So if you gonna fuck with me, fuck with me. If you ain't, get the fuck on. And that's all I gotta say.